guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. As you can see, we're going to do a review of the Spectrum Noir AquaBlend. Now, I'm not too sure if you know much about these pencils, but these are water-based pencils, so you can use them dry or you can activate them with water, and they turn into just watercolors. The only difference between these and watercolor is that you have a little bit more control whenever you're using like watercolor pencils. But obviously the reason why we're doing this review is the same as why we do all the reviews, is to find out what the performance of the pencils is like, the pricing, all those types of things. So I'm going to go through all that with you now. So the first thing to take into consideration is the sets that are available. Now, one of the many things I like about Spectrum Noir is that they sell their sets, their full range, like with the color blend that they do. They have 5 sets of 24. Each set is aimed towards a specific area, and it's the same with the AquaBlend. So as you can see here, this one here is the primaries. Now the colors, as you can see, the color chart down at the bottom here. They aim this particular set at somebody just starting out maybe, or if you just want to try AquaBlend, then the colors that are in here are going to cover basically anything. The next set that's available is the florals, and as you can see by the color chart down at the bottom here, you know, there's a lot of pinks and magentas, dark purples and reds and yellows, all the types of colors that you would expect to find if you were doing botanical art. Then we have the AquaBlend. So this one here is primarily aimed at portraiture, that type of thing. Sorry, not AquaBlend, Essentials, sorry. And the Essentials here, you can see down here, it's got a nice selection of greys, a nice selection of pinks and flesh coloured, and some browns and stuff like that, so for portraiture. And this final set here is the naturals. So there's a lot of greens in here, a lot of earth tones, blues, that type of thing. And so that is the entirety of the sets. So they have 4 sets of 24, and you can either buy them obviously all in one go, or you can buy, for example, the primaries first, get a feel for them. With all these colors that are in the primaries, you're going to be able to pretty much do anything, especially given that they're water-based paints and you can mix them and really get nice variation in colors. So this is one of the many things that I like about Spectrum Noir, and that is the way that they have their pencils laid out. I know that with other companies and stuff like that, they just do them basically number based, you know, 24, 36, and that's great. But I like the way that Spectrum Noir do this as well, because it pinpoints each individual one. Like for example, if you're a botanical artist, you may not necessarily need to go and buy all the other sets. The florals may be enough for you, or maybe the florals and the naturals, because it's got a lot of greens and browns in it as well. You see what I mean? So they've thought about things like that. Now the pencils themselves, let me just open this and we'll have a look. As you can see here, let me just get one out and hold it up for you. As you can see here, it's a round pencil. It's a 4mm core, so it's a nice thick core. You tend to find actually that with most water soluble pencils that the cores are quite thick, and that means that the barrel's quite thick as well. It's an 8mm barrel, and the pencil feels really nice in your hand. I mean, I personally prefer round pencils and these nice thick chunky ones. I don't know why, I just do, but that's just a personal preference and it's aesthetic only. So along the information along the side of the pencil, as you can see here, going from the core to the end, it just says Spectrum AquaBlend. So the name of the company and the type of pencil that it is, and then you have the color right at the very end here, and on the very tip of the pencil, you have a flash which indicates the color that you're using as well. So you've got the name of the color written on the pencil, and you also have a flash at the end of it which indicates the core that you're going to be using. So if you've obviously got these in a jar or anything like that, or lay flat on a table or something like that, you're not having to just read the colors that you're looking for. Another good thing about this is the range of colors that are available in this set. If you take into consideration the entirety of the set, is phenomenal. There are absolutely beautiful colors in this set. With regards to light fastness, Spectrum Noir are a little bit vague on light fast ratings, so I'm not going to go into that with you because I don't know 100%. They say that their products are light fast, but as I've said in the past, it is better to have, like with the star system, where you have 3 star for the most light fast and 1 star for the least light fast. If you're an artist, you need to know that information, especially if you're doing commissions. Your work needs to be archival. You need to be able to clarify exactly what pencil is light fast and what pencil is not light fast. So that's my only small gripe here with these pencils. It's just, like I say, Spectrum Noir say that these pencils are light fast, and I don't doubt that, but there will be pencils are more light fast than the other, and that I think that needs to be highlighted a little bit more, not just with these pencils, but with many companies that are out there at the minute. So let's just have a look on the back of the tin. So as you can see here, like I said, the tins that they come in, they're nice sturdy tins. It gives you the name of the set that you have up the top here. It gives it in a couple of different languages, 4 different languages to be exact. We turn the tin over as well. There is a color code on the back. I know you've got one right at the front here, but that's just for, if you're looking at them on a shelf or something like that there, you can quickly glance. But if you turn over to the back here, you get the colors, the names of the colors and stuff like that. And again, the names of the colors are done in 4 different languages, so that's really helpful. The languages are obviously English, French, Spanish and German. So as you can see here, we're going to do the swatch. So I've got these 4 colors here, and as you can see, I've put down a little bit of the red there, and you can see here that it's crumbling a little bit, but that's absolutely fine because this isn't, these aren't wax pencils or anything like that where these are going to be of hindrance to you. These are watercolors, so these little crumbs that you get will turn into paint whenever you activate them with water, so keep them there. So we've got some red, we've got blue, got green, and like I say, I'm putting relatively heavy pressure on these, and then we got yellow as well. I will say that these pencils as well, they sharpen incredibly well. I think out of the entire 96 that I have, that I think maybe one pencil, I think there's a color called tobacco. I think it broke once or twice, but that's not bad out of 96 pencils. Other than that, they sharpen very well indeed. And I've used them with different types of sharpeners. I've used them with the hand crank sharpeners or just ordinary manual sharpeners, and an electric sharpener as well. Okay, so I've got my little water brush here. I'm just going to wet it, and then we will activate the color here. You can see there with these little crumbs and stuff like that there, they just come with it. And you can see there the vibrancy is, as soon as you activate this with water, you can see right away the vibrancy of the pigment that's inside these pencils. Really very good. And especially when you consider the price bracket, which I'll go through later on with you, but the price bracket that these pencils come in at, and then you take into consideration the the quality of the pigment. It's really, really excellent. Here we go, we've got this blue. You can see it moves around quite well. But ultimately, the vibrancy of the colours is exactly what you want. And when you're using these, you would not think, you would think, for me personally, you would think that they were a higher price bracket. As a matter of fact, I'm not wetting these brushes quite enough. And you know what? I'm no good at using it. A lot of people love these water brushes, but I'm just useless at them. So, and then we've got the yellow here as well. And of course, as with all watercolor pencils and that have shown in the past, another way of getting the color is, let me see if I can get this to focus, is to just get the tip of the pencil, get your brush, whether it's a water brush or just an ordinary proper watercolor paintbrush, just wet the core of the pencil, and then load your brush up with pigment, and you're good to go. It just gives you a little bit more in the way of control and stuff like that if you're going in to get little fiddly bits or what have you. But you can see there, you know, I was just rubbing that along the core of the pencil, and it lifted off quite a vibrant amount of pigment. So really, really good. And there are other techniques that you can use watercolor pencils, which is why I love them so much. They're so versatile. Whenever you're wetting your watercolor paper, you wet it a lot. You can scrape little bits off of your pencil, let it drop onto the wet paper, and it will disperse and create lovely, really, really nice designs and patterns. Another way is wet the paper and then just go straight onto the wet paper with the pencil as well. That's another way of doing it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through, so you can see there the vibrancy and stuff like that of the pigment that's actually in the pencil. I'll show you very quickly the mixing of these the pigments in here. Now this isn't, when you're mixing pigments like from watercolor pencils, it's not going to be the same as, obviously not going to be the same as when you are mixing or blending with say like a more waxy pencil or like an ordinary coloring pencil, because with these, obviously, they're, like I said earlier on, they're just paints. So these are designed to be able to mix color like this. But this is why, you know, if you were to get, say, like the primaries tend to start off with, you're going to have an awful lot of color there at your disposal, because you're able to mix the colors really quite well. And obviously I would need to put a little bit more yellow down there, but you can see there that it is turning orange. I've put a little bit too much red in. But mixing them is really, really simple. Okay guys, so that's my review for the Spectrum Noir AquaBlend watercolor pencils. One thing that I will say that I've failed to mention just before this was that these pencils don't come open stock. Now I know for some people that's an issue, but the Spectrum Noir Color Blend, they don't come open stock either. So I'm guessing that Spectrum Noir are quite happy selling them in the sets that they sell them in, and I think that the sets that they do are fantastic. I think it's a great way of selling colored pencils, you know, in their genre type. So if you're like a botanical artist or a portrait artist or whatever, the colors in this set are going to do you really well for that type of thing. So I think they're just quite happy keeping it the way it is. As I've already mentioned with regards to light fastness, these pencils are light fast, but there is no detailed information with regards to individual pencils or individual pigments and the kind of rating system that some of the other pencils give you with regards to light fast. So that is worth bearing in mind. But in terms of these pencils, I would highly recommend them. If you enjoy working with watercolor pencils, adding them with your watercolors or whatever, just to give you that extra little bit of control and detail that you can get with them, I would highly recommend using these. They are fantastic. Now, in terms of pricing, over on Amazon, Amazon UK, Amazon US, they are selling for around about £27, sometimes £25, or in the case of the States, it's about $27, $28, $29. I've got a slightly better breakdown of the pricing system over on the Art Gear Guide, the written review of these. So if you want, go across, have a look over there. But failing that, if you can't get these pencils on the Amazon in whatever country you're living in, or you know, wherever it is you get them from in your country, go on to the Crafter's Companion website, which I'll have a link for down below. Now, as far as I'm aware, I've spoken to them, and they do ship these. I mean, like I've seen people putting comments on the AquaBlend review that they've done with regards to these, and Spectrum Noir have replied and said, you know, if you go across to the Crafter's Companion website, we will ship them out to you. So obviously, if you can't get them in your country through the ordinary means that you would ordinarily get them, go to the Crafter's Companion website and they will ship them out to you. Obviously, you're going to have to pay shipping. But that's my review for the Spectrum Noir AquaBlend water-soluble pencils. Highly recommend them. They're really, really good fun, really good, strong pigments, and I think you'll really enjoy these. So, before I go, if you want to follow me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any of those other social networking sites, I'll have links for that down below. Or if you go across to the Art Gear Guide, you'll see all the links over there as well. Ordinarily, I'm putting up photos and stuff like that there of new products that I get that are going to be coming up in the new videos that I'm going to be doing. So if you want to know what's coming up, then sometimes it's a good way of finding out what I'm kind of like doing at the minute and what I have planned for the future in terms of reviews. Always leave your comments down below about what you would like me to review, because that helps me. I've been given quite a lot of different review or suggestions. So I'm trying to gather together enough money to get those products in to review them for you. When you do give me a suggestion, just give me a little bit of time, because I've got to save up the money and then go and get them and then review them. So that's it, guys. Thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Bye.